Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to walk you through how to use the Intersect Extrusion command in order to create just something simple like a canoe. Okay, whenever you're doing this, students of mine, if you're doing this, I really don't care about the shape of the canoe. You can see that mine has a triangular front and a circular back. I don't really care, I just want you to get to know this extrusion command and how to use it. Okay, so let's move forward. I'll show you how I created mine, and then you can use a similar method to create anything you want to. You know, be creative, okay? But a canoe shape. Here we go. I'm going to start a sketch. I'm going to go on the bottom face, and now I'm looking at the canoe from above. Okay, so it's like I'm hanging in the air looking up or down at it. Okay, I'm just going to create really simple shape. Let's say that it's 2 inches wide and 4 inches long, maybe. Not really important that you get those exact, but I'm just trying to lay out kind of what I did earlier. Little circle on the back, let's say, and maybe right here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and dimension from here to here. I just want to lock that in. If that's 4, maybe this is 1.5. Sure, that looks great. And a quick little constraint here. Let's make sure that this is lined up with, I'm holding down shift, line it up with the midpoint so this is centered. Okay, so now this is an equilateral triangle, or not equilateral, but isosceles triangle. Okay, so that looks good so far. I'm going to turn this line into, this line into a construction line, and I'm going to turn this line into a construction line, and I can't do this one or it'll get rid of the whole circle on the outside too. I won't have a closed profile. So anyway, that's good enough. I'm going to hit stop sketch. Again, this is completely up to you. You be creative. I'm going to go through and I'm going to extrude this shape, and I'm going to pull them upward. It really doesn't matter how far. I'm going to say 1.5 inches. Okay, there we go. That looks fine. Okay, now this is the interesting part. So far we have this blocky looking thing, right? What I can do is I can come over here and I'm going to take the origin, I'm going to make it visible again, and I'm going to construct an offset plane. I'm going to take this plane here, okay, and I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to pull it all the way. I mean, look at this. I'm way far back. Okay, if I look at it from the side view, I mean, I'm not even close, right? I'm way farther behind where I need to be. Okay, I'm just going to click OK. It can be out in space. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to create a new sketch on that floating work plane that I just created. Okay, so we're sketching and we're actually farther back. We're behind the canoe now, right, from the back side. Okay, I'm going to hit P to project geometry, and I'm going to make sure that I have this available and I have this available because those are going to be really important here in just a second. Okay, okay. Now, we're going to add in then what would the canoe look like from the backside, and it would probably be curved, right? Most boats come down and they come in as they go down, right? So that's what we're going to do, and I'm just going to create like maybe an arc. Okay, would be fine, a 3-point arc, and I'm going to go from this point. I'm going to hold down, let's see here, see if I can lock in. That looks like the midpoint to me, right? Okay, right there, and let's give it some curvature here. Okay, that's fine. And let's go from here back up, give it some curvature. And if you like how that looks, that's fine. You don't have to. Perhaps I want to bring this in a little bit, for instance. Okay, I can always just grab it, and it looks like tangent constraint is messing things up. I'm going to click on this and delete it for just a second. That allows me to move this around. And let's say, you know, I just want to get this to be about like that shape. Okay. I am going to use real quick the equal constraint and just say these two need to be equal in length to each other, and that's going to kind of at least make it, you know, so they're somewhat similar. Okay, I can add in other dimensions if I want to, but that looks all right to me. Okay, if I had a canoe that looked like that, it looks pretty reasonable. Okay, so I'm going to hit sketch or stop sketch, and I'm going to go back to a home view, and you'll notice what I have here is a closed profile on the back that looks like what it looks like from the back, and I have this blocky looking shape in the front. Now we are going to extrude this shape, and we're going to go forward. Okay, but what I'm going to do is not cut and not join. What I want to do is intersect. And the intersect tool, what it does is it says only keep where these shapes overlap. Okay, and so I'm going to come over here, go to distance at negative 8.16. I actually can change distance. I can go all the way through, and notice it stops at the shape. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. And what it does is it cuts off everything. So looking at it from the back, it looks like the shape we just drew. Looking at it from the side, it looks like this. Okay, we have a canoe starting to form, right? So we're going to do it one more time. We're going to draw a surface on the front, and we're just going to shape this so it comes down and it comes down and it gives us this nice line from the side. Okay, so for that one's going to be pretty easy because you'll notice this plane right here is already on the front surface. Okay, so I'm just going to create a new sketch. I'm going to do it on this front plane. I'm going to project some of the lines that we need. Like for instance, probably going to need that point, maybe this line here. You can select all of them if you want to, it doesn't really matter. Okay, and I'm going to draw in some arcs. Okay, so here's the arc tool. Whoops, I hit A for arc. That's A for appearance. Okay, here, ready? Line, arc tool, pinpoint arc. I'm going to go from here, pick a point down here. Doesn't matter where it is. I suppose this point coming down would be fine. Give it a curvature you think is appropriate, maybe there. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Some curvature you think is appropriate. And again, I like to use the equal constraint, not necessary, but I'm going to make these two equal to each other. Okay. Now, we're going to come over here, hit stop sketch. Look at this from the side, and you'll notice I have a closed profile right here. And the same thing is going to happen. Extrude. We are going to extrude here, here, and here. We are going to not do a, let's see, not a new body, but an intersect. Okay, and we're going to go this direction. We're not going to go a distance, but we're going to go through all. And that'll stop it and it'll cut it off as soon as we get through this body. And I click OK. And what you'll notice is now, looking at it from the side, I have those arcs cut out. Okay, so you're basically shaving away at this canoe from each direction. From the top first, from the back side second, and from the side third. Now, when you're done, easy thing to do, let's go modify this and shell it. Give it a shell that looks appropriate, maybe, I don't know, 0.1? What's that look like? Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, 0.1 is a good thickness for mine. And let's go change the appearance. So it's wood, unfinished wood. Okay, here we go. Well, okay, oak is fine, whatever. Make it look like wood. And then you're going to throw your name right here on the side and extrude it through so that we can see it. And you can add some fillets, you can add whatever you want to make it look fancy, but that's a basic way to use the extrusion intersection to create something like a canoe. So again, I would just want you to be creative, create something that goes along these lines. If you got something besides a canoe that you'd like to do, I'm all for it. You just tell me first and get me to approve it. Hopefully this makes sense, and if not, ask questions in class.